Make some noise for hip hop history.
Welcome to the Generational Wealth Podcast. Y'all, some dummy then hopped on stage and attacked Dave Chappelle. Today, we're going to talk about the incident and how this kind of nonsense always happens on the road to creating generational wealth. What I want y'all to do is smash that like button because it'll go a really long way towards supporting this channel. Now, shout out to all of y'all that are on right now. I'm excited. I'm fired up. Please make sure that you get your popcorn ready because tonight we're going to talk about this whole Dave Chappelle incident. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Somebody then got on stage thinking that they was going to tackle Dave Chappelle, the comedy GOAT. Y'all, it's crazy out here. We're going to watch clips from the incident, and we're going to talk about it. So please make sure that you leave me a comment below. Let me know who you are and the city that you're from, and I'm going to shout you out and show you some love. Now, as always, before we begin the show, I got to give you all some house rules. So first, shout out to everybody that's checked out my free masterclass on the 3 keys to financial freedom. As some of you know, in 2013, I paid off over $95,000 in student loan debt 2 years after graduating from college. And I'm trying to show the world how to do it. I'm trying to show the world how to create generational wealth. A lot of you guys know that I own over $1 million worth of real estate, but this is not about me. It's about you, how I can help you get ahead. So if you want to know the 3 keys to financial freedom, I need you to click the link in the comments below. In that masterclass, I'm showing you guys the secrets on how to get out of a fixed salary. Most people only have 1 stream of income, while the average millionaire has 7. So if you want to know how to get to the next level, make sure that you check out that masterclass. It is totally free, and it will show you how to stop trading time for money. Now, speaking of making money, for all of you guys that are serious about getting to the next level and starting a new income stream, I'm going to promote your venture on my platform for free. That's right. For those of y'all that are serious about leveling up and setting up your very own stream of income, it could just be a side hustle. All you got to do is come on the show, leave me a comment below, let me know who you are and what your business is about, and I will give you free promo on my channel, all for free. Y'all can see the channel is starting to blow up. We're starting to have a lot of people watch this content. So if y'all want to get some help for y'all's business and potentially get some new customers, all you need to do is reach out and let me know, and I'll be happy to show you some love. Now, before we go ahead and get into the topic, y'all know a show wouldn't be a show without me acknowledging the sponsors. So first, let me give a big shout out to my brother, Uzziah Israel. Listen, y'all, I was so excited. I was so geeked up. For the very first time ever in life, I met my brother, Uzziah Israel, this past Saturday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to be exact. Me and the brothers spent some time, hung out, came out to Austin, man. We had an incredible event. For those of y'all that don't know, we put on an event here in Austin, and we had a really great time. Also, I want to give a shout out to my brother Akaman, holding down the fort as always. This is another entrepreneur that's in Louisiana that has an incredible car detailing business, y'all. Make sure that y'all check him out. Shout out to Lyra Texan. Shout out to LA for Life. Shout out to Paige. Shout out to all of the sponsors that hold me down night after night, that help to keep this channel on air. Now, you may be asking, what is a sponsor? A sponsor is someone who watches my content and helps to keep the channel going. I put a lot of time and energy into producing these shows, and I cannot do it without your support. So if you get a lot of value from tonight's podcast and you want to see this thing continue to grow, then please do me a favor and tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Any bit of help you give goes a very long way. And as always, y'all, whoever gives the highest donation for tonight's show will be the official sponsor of the event. And that might be a little hot for you guys because I suspect that there's going to be a lot of talk about this video. I suspect that a lot of people want to know what is going on with Dave Chappelle. So with no further ado, y'all, let's get into the show. Shout out to Yanaya. I see you on. Peace unto you. I wish peace unto you because a lot of people are wishing nothing but violence on all these comedians. What's going on, y'all? Let's put on the clip. What is happening in these streets?
Make some noise for hip-hop history.
Why you do that to my man Dave Chappelle? Why you do that to the GOAT though? Dave Chappelle ain't doing nothing to y'all. But see, we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about how Will Smith, did he open the Pandora's box on all this violence that's happening to comedians? After the world saw what he did to Chris Rock, now everybody and their mama want to take shots. Is that's what's going on in these streets? 1 month after the Oscars, here now another comedian is on stage being attacked. And shout out to my brother Lyra Texany Israelite for the $10 sponsorship. Greatly appreciate you, my brother. I'm just asking, what is happening? How is it that everybody and their mama is now trying to pop off? And I remember when, man, you could go to a comedy show and people told jokes, and that was it. Nobody would get on stage and try to attack somebody through violence. This is nuts. Babuliko said, this is getting ridiculous. Leave the comedians alone. Yo, what is happening here? It's like we're living in a new era that just, I don't know, for whatever reason, people are just getting out of pocket. People are just attacking people. Things are just going left. This is just now becoming the way of the world. What is going on? I'm going to keep playing this video clip so that way y'all could see it. For those of y'all that don't know, Dave Chappelle was at the Hollywood Bowl putting on a 4-day series called Netflix is a Joke. This was a premiere event, and out of nowhere, somebody just hopped out and tried to tackle dude. Now, dude got on the stage just for 5 seconds of fame and didn't even get to tackle him that well. What is going on? Now, y'all going to see as we go through this clip, this situation didn't work out the same way that Will Smith's did at the Oscars when he smacked Chris Rock. This dude that got on this stage had his behind handed to him. And I want us to play some more of the clip. Okay, now we're going to go back to it. So this is the first clip. Dude gets on stage, tries to tackle him, then tries to run off, and then security comes after him. Here's the next bit that I want y'all to see, okay?
I am going to kill them.
Fair use, fair use. All right, so notice in the corner, I don't know if y'all saw that, but in the corner, dude is getting a mud hole stumped through him, all because he wanted to take a shot at Dave Chappelle. Guys, y'all realize that Dave Chappelle just ain't any random dude, right? Y'all do realize that Dave Chappelle, by many people's estimation, is the greatest comedian of all time. This is the same guy that did the Chappelle show with the Rick James 5 fingers to the face. This is the same guy that did the F your couch. This is the same guy that said we should have never gave you money. Y'all wanted to go and attack him? Obviously, it doesn't surprise me that this man would get so hemmed up that he would look disfigured after going on that stage. I don't know how many of y'all watched the thumbnail before I started this broadcast, but the thumbnail shows you a picture of how this man looked as he was going on to the ambulance. Dude was on a hospital bed. I don't know what this kid was thinking, but now we're going to get back into it. Shout out to everybody that's on. Leave me a comment. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Is this just a new climate? Is this just what's going to happen in 2022? I mean, damn. First, you know, all the businesses were getting shut down a couple years ago because of, you know what, 19. You know that. But now, 2 years later, everybody is trying to fight somebody all for nothing. Is this what the new cancel culture looks like? I mean, I remember when cancel culture was just simply people making comments, a network shutting them down, some activist group popping out of nowhere, talking slick. But now people are really resorting to violence. I don't know where this is going to lead to. If this is the new normal, you guys, what are the implications? But now I'm going to go back to the clip. Okay, we got more to give y'all. Stay on, get your popcorn ready. We're going to talk about this situation. Watch this. All right. I'm about to put on the next clip so that
wait, I gotta see this.
I want y'all to see. After dude is getting stumped out, Dave Chappelle then goes over
wait, I gotta see this.
to start stumping dude out himself. That's why he said, I gotta go see this. I don't know if y'all really realize everything that's happening in succession. Dude gets on stage, tries to tackle him. He and Dave Chappelle then tussle a little bit on the ground. Nothing really happens. But the police reports that this guy appeared to have a gun and a knife on stage. This was an armed man that got on the stage attacking this man from out of nowhere and then proceeds to get stumped out. Security chases him around the stage. He gets caught. They then stump him out. Dave Chappelle sees him getting stumped out and then holds a brief intermission so he can go and stump him out himself. And then after all of that happens, watch this. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. It's coming on the screen.
It was a trans man.
So did y'all see that? There was obviously some jokes that was coming from that. But you listen, if you know Dave Chappelle's jokes, if you know, you know. But a lot of what's happening right now is crazy, guys. The same way that Chris Rock was slapped for the whole alopecia comment. Now Dave Chappelle is under heat because he thinks that the person that got up and attacked him was motivated by a lot of the comments that he's been making towards the LGBTQ community. Guys, at one point in time, comedy is sacred. But now it looks like it is open season. So I'm going to go through this thing one more time so that way y'all can see. I'm not even going to comment on it. I'm about to show y'all these brief clips just y'all can see it. I'm only showing y'all a few seconds from each little bit because I'm trying to honor fair use. Y'all know TMZ got this whole footage thing on lock, but I'm playing a few clips just so y'all can see what happened. Back to the footage.
I am going to kill that.
Now, you heard what he said right there, right? You heard what he said. He said, I am going to kill him.
I am going to kill that.
You heard that? Like, I just don't know. What do people think that they're doing when they
make some noise for hip-hop history?
They really about to do something. So dude gets on stage, tries to tackle him. And this is a young kid. That's another thing that we're about to talk about. Young kid, just for whatever reason, pops on this stage and just wants to go ham. I don't understand his motives.
I am going to kill that.
Yep. Dave Chappelle said he was going to do that. This was immediately after the tackle. Immediately after the tackle, they get off the ground. Dude starts running. Security is following after him. Dave Chappelle grabs a mic and he's like, yo, I'm about to kill this dude. And then from there, this is what happens.
Wait, I gotta see this.
He then goes over to see dude getting stumped out because he wants a hand in it. Then Dave Chappelle participates in going in on dude that attacked him. And see, this is another part of the equation as well. See, a lot of y'all think that everybody who's professional is just going to be so politically correct, wouldn't harm a fly, but everybody ain't Will Smith. All of us watched that Will Smith situation and said, that couldn't be me. If Will Smith would have got up there and tried to do that to me, we would have went at it. And now y'all see the proof of it through Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle said, nah, you ain't doing that on my set. You ain't about to get up here, try to smack the hell out of me, and I'm just going to go with the flow. Nah, I'm stumping you out too. And I want you to see what Ariel said. Question, where was security before he got attacked? Absolutely. I think at the Hollywood Bowl, they're so relaxed that the security really wasn't up front to guard dude from getting on the stage. It was just like you could have a front row seat and then dive right up on stage and just do whatever you wanted to do. So much that Dave Chappelle had to keep telling the security guards what to do multiple times as the event took place. Now, I think this is something that is important. Is it that there's not enough security at these events based upon the climate of how things are going? You know, before 2022, maybe it wasn't this crazy, but now everybody and their mama want to go to a big event and try to hurt somebody. So maybe security has to be a lot tighter. But again, back to the footage.
It was a trans man.
Now, he said that after stumping dude out. This was a joke that he was making because he knows that he's been under fire for all of the comments towards the LGBT community. And I just want y'all to notice something. When you see these comedians, right? A lot of them know how to stay in composure. A lot of them know how to stay composed when situations happen. So I want to get y'all's feedback. Let's really talk about this. Did Will Smith open the Pandora's box of the future? Is it open season on comedians now that he slapped Chris Rock? It's like it was just yesterday when Will pulled his stunt, and now here this dude comes from nowhere. But I want us to talk about something. You know, this is a generational wealth podcast, so we always got to add in some professionalism into it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. When you strive to become successful, just know that once you get to a certain level of success, you will become a target. A lot of people think about success with the money, with the cars, with the homes. All of that is fine and dandy. But when you get out there on a public stage, people are coming after you. Look at what happened to Chris Rock. Look at what happened to Dave Chappelle. Look at all of these people that are under fire just by them performing their gift. They're performing their craft, y'all. These are comedy shows. It's not as though they are openly trying to attack people out of nowhere. Listen, back in the day, if you went to a comedy show, you knew that everything was up for grabs. You knew that everything was on the table. But now during this season of cancel culture, and you can't say this towards this community because it's going to be a problem, and you can't say this towards that community because it's going to be a problem. There's going to be so many challenges I want you to see as things become more and more guarded and more canceled. You could end up seeing a lot more of this, guys, especially happening to media figures. Now, right now, we're only seeing this happening to comedians. But to be honest, this could happen to anybody that expresses their opinion. But what happened? I thought that free speech was the American way. Well, you got free speech, but not free consequences. A lot of people are more sensitive now, and they say, hey, you know what? Pop off if you want to, but I'm going to do this, that, and the third. Sonia Jones says, wow, we are attacked all day, every day in America. Shot down. Just think if we went around attacking those that are against our people, it would be World War III. The level of composure and discipline that people used to have is starting to be lost. And what I'm just asking is, how little does it take now for people to want to get violent? Like, I want us to really think about what the future could look like now that this is starting to become the norm. I might do a totally different show talking about this tomorrow, but I've got to look at Will Smith and ask the question, did this happen because of what we saw with him? The Oscars let that man go up on a stage and slap Chris Rock for the world to see, and they did nothing during the event. Could it be that now it's put a battery in somebody else's back so much that they say they're now going to do the exact same thing? I don't know. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it's not. But one thing is for certain. When you rise to new levels of success, you will be targeted by many people. You will be public enemy number one. You will be on somebody's hate list because, guys, one thing about a lot of successful people is that they are oftentimes polarizing. They will often take firm positions that some people will like while other people won't. And that's exactly what we see with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is not holding his tongue at all on what he thinks about issues pertaining to race or sexuality in the public eye. I want you to think about this. Think about some of the biggest media figures that you know. How often did they take a taboo issue and take a very definitive stance so much that some people love them and some people hate them? Now, to keep it a buck with y'all, I don't know about this dude that got on this stage. His photo is out there all over the internet now, along with his name. To me, I feel like he signed a death certificate by getting on the stage and attacking this man. I said this again when it came to Chris Rock. You don't know people's fan base. You don't know what people will do if you try to attack their leaders. This guy, Dave Chappelle, he is a leader in the comedy world. And look at how many comedians went to bat for Chris Rock when the Oscars event happened. Look at what happened with Jim Carrey. Look at what happened with Steve Harvey and all these other guys standing up for Chris Rock, defending his honor. Y'all don't think the same thing is about to happen with Dave Chappelle? The way that I look at this, guys, is that the art of comedy is under attack. Comedy used to have a safe space wherein you could get on the stage as a comedian and you could tell your jokes without there being a problem. But now, in this new day and age, everybody wants to attack. Everybody wants to do as much as they can do to try to stop you from doing your thing. And I just want you to know this could happen to you too. I'm not saying you'll be on an Oscar stage and somebody will smack fire out of you, but somebody can try to attack you in their own way. Maybe it's not going to be at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles. Maybe it's going to be somebody trying to shut down your channel. I've experienced that. I've experienced all kinds of situations where when you take a definitive stance on something, a lot of people won't like it. Are you willing to handle that type of pressure on the road to success? Most people are too soft to get the levels of success as the people that they admire. Think about some of the people who you admire the most, whether it be celebrities, public leaders, entrepreneurs. Those people are under attack 24/7. A lot of people could not deal with the death threats. A lot of people could not deal with the hate mail. A lot of people could not deal with people getting on public stages trying to embarrass them. It's going to happen. A lot of y'all can't deal with people just doing videos having something negative to say about you. A lot of y'all can't deal with people trying to slander your name. But if you want to create generational wealth, you must realize that this is something that comes with the territory. Now, for some, depending upon what your avenue is for wealth creation, you may be able to build wealth a little more quietly than others. But don't get it twisted. Once people see that you are in a position of power, they're coming for you. There's going to be a lot of envy, a lot of malice, a lot of jealousy, a lot of hatred, a lot of backbiting, whatever you can think. You're going to be public enemy number one as you continue to grow. And the first people that will have you as a target are the people that you came up with who saw you winning while they were still stuck at the same place. I'm trying to give y'all the secrets to success. It won't be Hollywood celebrities or random strangers coming to attack you first. It's going to be the people that are closest to you, that started with you at the bottom, and they don't like that you've moved on. They don't like that you're doing better with your life. Some of the biggest opposition that you're going to face are going to be from people who, when you had nothing, they were your best friends. But now that you have elevated, now they don't like it. I want y'all to understand this and understand it clearly. When I was growing up and I didn't have any money, I could make a lot of friends. But once I started making money and started getting different attention from women, it became a problem. Once I paid off my $95,000 in student debt and student loans, it became a problem. Once I retired from corporate America, it became a problem. A lot of people didn't like it because the thing about success is that in the eyes of some people, your success means their failure. The world is big enough for us all to win, but some people have such a scarcity mindset that anytime they see somebody else succeed, it pains them of what they have not accomplished. I don't want you guys to take it personal. When you're out here in life celebrating your wins and focusing on becoming the very best version of yourself, you're going to be up against people that are going to try to talk you out of it. They're going to try to work against you at every turn to stop the success that you have. And if you are not careful, you could start to second guess yourself and begin to doubt yourself and wonder, oh man, am I on the right track? You know, this person that I grew up with, they always used to be my friend, but now they're telling me I'm not doing the right thing. You know what? Maybe I'm not doing the right thing after all. Let me just give this up. They're not saying that because you're not doing the right thing. They are saying that because they wish it was them. And if it was them getting to the success instead of you, they would have nothing to say about what you're accomplishing. Y'all need to be mindful of this. There's crabs in a barrel for a reason. And a lot of y'all know if you come from certain backgrounds and certain neighborhoods, it ain't going to be a lot of people making it out like that. So if you're going to be the one that's chosen out of a generation, you better have some thick skin. When you rise to new levels of greatness, you will become a target. So as much as you enjoy the money and the success, you better be ready to take everything that come along with it. Okay, let me start looking at some of these comments. Shout out to Videos to Views. So happy to see you on. Said evening. Videos to Views said the art of comedy is under attack. I agree. Elite Perfume says that guy was probably a homosexual with black nail polish on his fingers. Listen, man, this is going to be a hot topic. Too hot. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up the phone lines now. I'm going to get y'all cammed up early in this podcast. The reason why I'm going to get y'all cammed up early is because I really want to get y'all's thoughts, okay? Don't let me be the only one here up talking. I want to see what y'all got to say. Yes, he was on an ambulance stretcher, and that's because Dave Chappelle's security dug a hole in his behind. And I don't blame him. And I'm not saying that I condone violence in any kind of way, but you reap what you sow. You cannot come up to any man trying to attack that man and not think that something is going to happen, especially if you were found with a gun and knife on you. You better be prepared for everything that come along with it. Now, see, that goes on both sides. For those of us that are striving to be successful and we don't want to harm anybody, you better be ready for the attack that comes along with that. And for those of you that want to attack people just because they're successful, you better be ready for whatever comes along with that. And it may not be any physical harm. It may be legal trouble. It may be a loss of reputation. There may be people who are fans of that particular person that you attacked who now want to do harm to you. These are all things that come along with success. You're going to have success and you're going to have haters. And the truth of the matter is, if you don't have haters, you're not doing enough. You will know that you are on the right path to success if people start to hate your guts for no reason. I'm keeping it a buck with y'all. I knew that I was really starting to become successful where people who I have never met a day in my life passionately hated my guts, because this is what comes along with success. This is what comes whenever you get online and you promote your message. Don't think that you're just going to have an easy path on the road to success. No, when you go for the top, it's a lot of people that want to go to the top too. And y'all know something? One of the reasons why you'll be so under attack is because a lot of people don't have the courage to do what you did to be successful. A lot of people want to be in your shoes and they want to be a person that creates generational wealth, but they don't have the discipline. They don't have the courage. They don't have the drive. They don't have the will to sacrifice themselves long enough to get to success. Listen, y'all, everybody want to be a millionaire. So if you end up achieving that or you're en route, there's going to be millions of people along the way that want to do the exact same thing and say, why not me? Why are you the person that life allows to accomplish this? And there's going to be so much hatred and resentment along the way. I'm warning you now, when you first start going down this path, it might start to get to you, but over time, you'll get used to it. Don't let your haters take you off your pivot. You will know that you're on the right path if people start to hate on your life for no reason. Because if you were getting love from everybody and you wasn't ruffling nobody's feathers, that means that you were not pushing the envelope enough. That means you weren't doing enough. That means you were not testing your limits. That means that you are not going as far as you could possibly go in this life. Okay? Look what they did to Jesus. Now, make sure that y'all smash that like button also, y'all, okay? Tonight we're talking about Dave Chappelle being attacked on stage by a man who lost his damn mind. I don't know what this guy was thinking, but for some reason he decided to attack the GOAT comedian on one of the largest stages in the world and thought he was going to live to tell about it. These are crazy times that we living in, y'all. Make sure that y'all smash that like button. For those of y'all that are watching for the very first time, please make sure that you subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you can receive an alert whenever I do another show. Now, there's other components of this that I want to talk about as it pertains to success. But first, I want us to look at this article. I want us to see all of the details about this situation pertaining to Dave Chappelle getting attacked. It says Dave Chappelle attacked. Video shows moment suspect tackles comedian at Hollywood Bowl. Video shows the exact moment a man ran on stage and attacked comedian Dave Chappelle at Hollywood Bowl. The footage obtained by TMZ shows the suspect, who has since been identified as 23-year-old Uzziah Lee, running onto the stage and tackling the comedian. Uzziah Lee, you are a damn fool. And I know some of y'all, oh my God, he said that. I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't know what this man was thinking. Who amped him up to get on stage and want to tackle this man? Why is it that for every time now there's a problem, we instantly resort to violence? Guys, there ain't no other ways we can handle conflict. There's not a conversation. There's not just getting over it. There's not lawsuits. There's no other thing. Everything gotta turn to blows. And I'm telling y'all, just my suspicion, I'm really wondering how much this was motivated by him watching Will Smith getting amped up and then saying, I'm going to be next in line. I'm going to be the next one that they talk about on social media as going on stage and attacking. I hope that this doesn't become a trend, because y'all know they turn everything into a challenge. They probably going to end up turning it into a attack a celebrity challenge, attack a comedian challenge. Y'all know people are that crazy. So just be on the lookout, man. I'm warning y'all. Don't be at an event and something pop off, because it could always get more dangerous. And see, what makes this more dangerous is now people are going to start to be on the lookout. You know, first they saw Will and say, oh, okay, this is just something with them at the Oscars. This ain't about to turn into nothing beyond that. But now people are going to walk away from this situation and say, wait a minute, I'm starting to see a pattern. I'm starting to see people get on a stage, perform their life's work, and then out of nowhere, it's about to be something. Whether you're in the crowd, whether you're on stage, you are about to get caught up. So just be careful, y'all. We are living in the last days, and things are very wild. And that's the reason why I limit my exposure on what type of events that I'm at in public. Because now, as crazy as things are, you just never know. You listen, you never know what somebody might have thought to do watching Dave Chappelle get tackled. This man has love all around the world. You don't think that nobody that was in that man's presence was willing to ride for him? Imagine it would have gotten more out of hand. Imagine situations like this turn into stampedes, gunfights, all kinds of things, man. You got to be very careful, especially with dude coming up there with a gun on stage. It says, according to an update issued by the Los Angeles Police Department on Wednesday, Lee was armed with a replica handgun knife. Now, don't get me to talking about this. Don't get me to talking about your Tamir Rices and a lot of younger black men who got taken out for a lot less. You talking about some replica handgun knife? Don't be out here with no weapons, fake or real, because we have seen what can go down if you are holding. Y'all better be careful with this stuff, man. Some of y'all are doing this to be sensational. Some of y'all are doing this for views. I don't know who was amping this young man up to think that this was a wise decision. This man's face, name, and age is all out there for the world to see. I can't imagine him staying in a major city like Los Angeles and not finding himself in trouble. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck, y'all. I don't know if maybe these are things that I shouldn't say. You know, I'm not trying to speak nothing into existence. But you, listen, man, you can't move like that and think that things won't happen. It says police released photos of the replica whose knife blade extends outward from underneath the gun's barrel. Lee was taken into custody Tuesday night. The video shows Chappelle falling back but managed to quickly free himself as security rushed out to grab the attacker. According to CBS News, Chappelle and the man tussled on the stage floor. Security staff surrounded and tackled the man in the rear corner of the stage. Chappelle appeared to run toward the altercation, saying the man was being stumped and asked repeatedly for security to remove the man from stage. Exclusive footage from Air 7 HD captured the attacker on a gurney as he was being loaded into an ambulance to be taken to a hospital for unspecified injuries. Lee was booked on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon and is being held on $30,000 bail, according to LAPD booking records. It's unclear what motivated Lee to run onto the stage. Listen, man, anybody that know this dude, if you put up $30,000 bail to get him out, you are a moron. There is no wisdom in trying to empty your bank account all to help somebody that had a mind to do this. Maybe this is one of y'all's sons. Maybe this is one of y'all's grandbabies. And maybe y'all hate me because I'm saying this, but I'm just keeping it a buck, man. If y'all got $30,000 to throw around like that, man, y'all need to be supporting a Generational Wealth podcast. Y'all need to be helping me help others show how to get to the money. There's so many of us out here living paycheck to paycheck, loaded in debt, not knowing how to create new streams of income. This $30,000, it don't need to go towards no foolishness. And obviously, Uzziah Lee ain't trying to do nothing wise with his life, clearly, because anybody that got an ounce of sense knows situations like this, it's just not worth it, bro. All for what? To say that you did it, to say that you was standing up for something? Y'all better watch out, man. It's getting crazy out here. It is getting crazy out in these streets. Let me take a quick moment to pause. Let me see what y'all talking about in the comments section. Y'all leave me a comment, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about this subject. Videos to views says, I tend to limit my conversations with people who are not doing what I'm doing or appears committed to improving their circumstances. Yeah, man, I don't blame you, because now it's like if you try to improve while others aren't, they might attack you. They might feel some type of way to see you on the come up. So you gotta associate with other people who are like-minded. Yanaya said, yeah, no Matthew 18. Yeah, no, folks ain't trying to, get biblical. That they saying that's a thing of the past. They trying to make this thing real worldly, man. They trying to make this thing real carnal. And Lyra the Texan says they love to see minorities harm each other. That's something also. Man, you took it there. I wasn't even thinking that, but I'm glad that you said it, because when you saw Will and Chris Rock, two black men, one black man fighting for a black woman. You see this situation with Isaiah Lee. This is a dark-skinned man attacking another dark-skinned man, all in defense of I don't know what. I don't know if it's been confirmed as to whether or not this guy was motivated because of the LGBTQ. I don't know if dude was just doing it to just make a scene. I don't know. But what I do know is there was nothing wise about this, and it's starting to become a regular thing. Now, let me take it back to the article for y'all, all right? Dave Chappelle attacked. Lee was booked on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon and is being held on $30,000 bail, according to LAPD booking records. It's unclear what motivated Lee to run onto the stage. The replica handgun, which contained a knife blade, was recovered and booked as evidence, police said in a statement. A spokesperson for Chappelle issued a statement Wednesday calling the incident unfortunate and unsettling, but saying he refuses to let it overshadow the record-breaking performance at the Hollywood Bowl. Now, guys, this is something that I want y'all to notice also. Notice how Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle both kept their composure under attack. This shows you that for the level of success that they're on, they're already trained to deal with difficult situations. What I want you guys to do is imagine the type of person that you'll be once you've built your generational wealth. How much money will you have? Where will you live? What type of occupation will you be working in? I want you guys to take some time to think about what type of person that you would need to be in order to be at that level. Because as we can see, these guys that are under attack, they've got a lot of discipline. They know how to keep going when they're under attack, literally. And I think that's something that is really crucial. I don't think that it's any coincidence that this is the case. I think that these guys have put so much time into developing themselves that they are solid on getting their goal and their jokes off the ground. Think about it, guys. Think about how many times Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle probably tried to tell jokes and it bombed. Think about how many times these guys tried to get on and were rejected. See, long before they got under these attacks, they had probably gotten attacked 10,000 other ways. So by the time that they got on this stage where everybody knows them, it really wasn't the end of the world. Now, see, if we were in this situation, maybe it would be the end of the world for us. And that's the reason why we don't have Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle level wealth. That's why we don't have their status. That's why we don't have their excellence within our own industries, because there's incremental work that must be done to build yourself up that way. See, a lot of y'all think that these guys are just, jokers. You think, oh, all they do is just get up there and act stupid. But clearly, there's some discipline. Clearly, there's some composure being kept. Clearly, they're being very impressive in how they move on in a situation where most people would be completely paralyzed. I mean, Dave Chappelle, he did get tackled down. He did then find himself in a situation where his security guards are then stumping the dude out on the stage. He had to have enough composure to not only keep telling jokes, but give the security team direction. And Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle kept staying funny after the situation. Remember what happened with Chris Rock? Immediately after dude got slapped, dude made a joke that was funny. So many people would just be shut down for the rest of their life after that situation. And see, this is what I want y'all to notice. Generational wealth means resilience. Think about these guys and how so many of us, had we been embarrassed on a public platform as large as theirs, we wouldn't want to do anything for the rest of our lives. We'd be ready to call it quits right now. So this goes to show we've got to build ourselves up mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally if we want success in the modern day. Otherwise, we may not be strong enough to get it. We see these guys in the peak of their careers, but we don't see all of the background work that it took for them to get on this stage. Guys, a lot of people are funny. Y'all think Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle are the only two funny black guys on the planet? They had to beat a lot of people out to get on a stage. And that's what built their character along the way. A lot of us are trying to get to the success and the money, but we're not trying to do any character development. A lot of us are trying to get to the notoriety, but we don't understand that for every bit of good notoriety that you can imagine, there's probably 10,000 rejections that will leave you humiliated. These guys had to go in front of audiences throughout their career and bomb on stage. And the difference between them and so many comedians that never made it is that when they bombed on stage, they got up and did better. They went back to the drawing board and improved themselves so that way they could keep going. Most people give up. They go through one hardship in life, and then after that, that's all she wrote. Okay. So once again, for those of y'all that are on, make sure that y'all smash that like button. Tonight, we're talking about Dave Chappelle attacked on stage by a man with a gun. This is getting absolutely crazy, y'all. And I hate to think that this is about to become a norm. I'm putting a link once again for y'all to cam up. We ain't going to be on here all night, but I did want us to highlight this situation because I want y'all to see how this has everything to do with success. It has everything to do with wealth. Chris Rock, top 1% of his industry, under attack. Dave Chappelle, top 1% of his industry, under attack. The people that are going to be the front runners of society are always going to be facing opposition. And if you want to create generational wealth, it has a lot more to do with you focusing on girding up your mind for success than you just think, oh, well, in order for me to create generational wealth, all I need is a budget. Nah. The budget is just one thing out of a million that you'll need on the road to wealth, because once you get the wealth, you have to protect it. Videos to View says there have been a number of distractions happening over the last few months. Meanwhile, people are unable to afford retirement. That's a fact. Do y'all see how all of this is happening? Even though there are bigger situations going on right now throughout the world, a lot of y'all then probably forgot about everything that's going on over there in Russia and in Ukraine. A lot of y'all then probably forgot that you got certain people that want to pop off another war. A lot of distractions are happening to take us away from what's important. And that's the reason why when we do these shows, we're always hiding the broccoli with the cheese. Now that y'all know the latest drama, now we're talking about you and how you can level up on your wealth. We talk about how you can make more money to offset inflation. We talk about how you can focus on preparing your house with food in the event of a food shortage. Guys, here's something that y'all need to think about. We're talking about these attacks physically. We're all under attack right now spiritually. We're under attack mentally. We're under attack financially. But a lot of us don't see it. But see, we're so distracted by everything that's going on with these Hollywood figures, you don't see how people are attacking you every single day. You don't see how we're under attack by 8% inflation. We're under attack by all of these labor shortages. A lot of goods we're trying to get, and we can't even have access to it anymore. Why? Because a lot of things are being shut down. There's a lot that's happening right now at the Supreme Court that's going to cause a massive uproar. The entire world is in a tailspin, and yet and still, there are constant distractions. Okay, Yanaya said, I can't retire. So guess what, Videos to Views? You were speaking her language. And Yanaya said, China is going through it. Listen, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. I just heard that China just got approved to be the first country to start to have a automatic robo-taxi service where nobody is actually driving the car. They just pull up, you get in, and they're going to drive you around in self-driving vehicles. You got a lot of these countries that's out here making moves, man. So I hope that we get with the program. I'm going to go back to this article real quick, y'all, and keep leaving me a comment. For those of y'all that are enjoying this podcast, do me a favor and tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Your donations and support will go a very long way. It says a spokesperson for Chappelle issued a statement Wednesday calling the incident unfortunate and unsettling, but saying he refuses to let it overshadow the record-breaking performance at the Hollywood Bowl. She noted that the comedian continued with his show and worked with Jamie Foxx and Chris Rock to help calm the crowd with humor. He is participating with the police investigation into the incident. Spokesman Carla Sims' statement reads, Dave Chappelle celebrated 4 nights of comedy and music, setting record-breaking sales for a comedian at the Hollywood Bowl. This run ties Chappelle with Monty Python for the most headline shows by any comedian at the Hollywood Bowl, reaching 70,000 fans of diverse backgrounds during the first Netflix is a Joke, the festival. And he refuses to allow last night's incident to overshadow the magic of this historic moment. Now, guys, I want you to see everything I said has come to pass. This man was attacked at the height of making history. And that was the same thing that Denzel said to Will Smith. For every level, there's another devil. Don't think that when you're at the top of your moment, you're not going to be under fire. But see, the difference is you got to know how to keep your composure. You got to know, hey, you know what? Things are getting a little bit too good. I think the devil's coming. I think something's going to happen. I think somebody's going to try to knock me off my pivot. Don't be distracted by it. Keep going. Dave Chappelle celebrated 4 nights of comedy and music, setting record-breaking sales for a comedian at the Hollywood Bowl. That's when they come for you, y'all. They're not worried about you when you ain't doing good. Ain't nobody checking for you. It's when you're on top and they see that you keep going. That's when you become a target. This run ties Chappelle with Monty Python for the most headline shows by any comedian at the Hollywood Bowl, reaching 70,000 fans of diverse backgrounds during the first Netflix is a Joke, the festival, and he refuses to allow last night's incident to overshadow the magic of this historic moment. Guys, he said it all right there at the end. He refuses to allow last night's incident to overshadow the magic of this historic moment. Think about the show that I did recently about start stops. Start stops is when you allow your success to be overshadowed by something else. See, he didn't need to get off stage and go and heal. He didn't need to go in the back and cry. He had to stay locked in at that moment and endure. This is what successful people do. Now, see, before you even think about entrepreneurship and, well, Uzziah, tell me all the hacks. Do I need to invest in crypto? You need to first look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I tough enough to be successful? If this were me in the situation and I'm out here breaking records, do I have the discipline to allow somebody to try to attack me and still keep going? Most of us would have been so thrown off by the situation that the whole event would have been over. We got to know how to move. When you see these stories with these people, don't just look at the drama. Read in between the lines to see what people don't tell you. You need to see how, you know what, in order for Dave Chappelle to be this composed, what obstacles did he go through in his life previously to make enduring second nature? And see, this is how life works, guys. This is why a lot of us are not born with millions in the bank, because life wants to see, how can you do this getting it out of the mud to show that you are worthy of success? How many of us are worthy to go through life, not being born with a silver spoon in our mouth, but taking step after step to get to where we want to be? Yes, you might not have grown up the same way as this person and that person, but it's not about where you start, it's about where you finish. If you focus on the right personal development for success, you can get to the levels that you want to attain. Most of us are so busy focused on the professional development and the tactics that we don't realize Dave Chappelle showed personal development. If all he knew how to do was tell jokes, this whole thing would have crumbled right here when somebody attacked him. As unfortunate and unsettling as the incident was, Chappelle went on with the show. Jamie Foxx and Chris Rock helped calm the crowd with humor before Chappelle introduced the last and feature musical guests for the evening, hip-hop artists Yasin Bey and Talib Kweli, aka Black Star. For you, those of y'all that know, hip-hop artist Yasin Bey is also known as Mos Def. Incredible rap group who perform music from their new album, the first in nearly 24 years, which was released on Luminary. So I want y'all to see something as well. Had it not been for Dave Chappelle keeping his composure, Mos Def and Talib Kweli would not have been able to do their thing. And I want you to think about that as it pertains to your network. Sometimes you're not going to build the right people in your network because your actions have shown that you can't be trusted to help to set a right environment for other people to succeed. If you make it all about you alone, it will cripple everybody around you from being able to grow. If Dave Chappelle would have showed his behind, Mos Def and Talib Kweli would not have been performing anything. And they needed that promo. Who better to get promoted by than one of the biggest names in history? Dave Chappelle is a sensational artist, a sensational comedian. And these guys were able to leverage his celebrity. But for a lot of us, you know what people are leveraging from you? Stress, leveraging drama, leveraging sleepless nights, headaches. But some people have networks. All they have to do is say your name, and instantly whatever you're selling is sold out. Before trying to find those people that can put you on, make sure that you're the right person that somebody else would want to put on in your industry. There's too many of us out here looking for a handout. But if the right person were to present themselves in front of you, would you be ready to display your gifts? A lot of us aren't. That's why we got to be the right person so that way success can find us. Other special comedic guests last night include Earthquake, Leslie Jones, Jeff Ross, Sebastian, Jon Stewart, and Michelle Wolf. A spokesperson for Netflix also issued a brief statement. We care deeply about the safety of creators, and we strongly defend the right of stand-up comedians to perform on stage without fear of violence. The comedian was not injured in the attack and later joked with the audience about it. And that's what y'all got to do too, man. You got to not take things too seriously. You got to know how to joke it off and keep doing your thing. Comedian Chris Rock, who performed earlier in the night, came on stage with Chappelle moments after the attack and joked. Was that Will Smith? We're going to talk about that on the next episode, y'all. We're going to talk about this more. I'm going to get out of here, but listen, maybe this is about to be the new normal. Maybe it's just about to be a thing where anytime somebody don't like something, they just about to hop on a stage and smack the hell out of somebody. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Leave me a comment. What do you think is going to be the future of society? Are they going to get a handle on this, or is it only going to get worse and worse? I want you guys to leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. I check all of the comments. I will try to respond to as many of them as I can. Please make sure that you give me your thoughts, okay? For all of y'all that are looking to create generational wealth, one of the best ways to do that is through life insurance. You want to make sure that you have enough protection to cover your family in the event that you're out and about and somebody pulls something crazy and then you get caught up in an unfortunate situation. If today was your last day, would you have wealth to pass down? If the answer is no, reach out to me. You don't have to be wealthy to pass wealth down to future generations. You can protect yourself for a smaller amount of money through life insurance. If you want to know how to set that up for you and your household, leave me a comment or reach out to me through email right now. We can sit down and I can show you guys what we can do. Also, y'all see my book behind me, the How to Succeed Survival Guide. If you guys want to grab your free copy, make sure to check that out. I'm putting that in the comments below. Last but not least, if y'all want to get with me for a private consultation, feel free to reach out. I've got my dates on the calendar. If you're looking for me to sit down with you to help you start your business or get going on creating a new income stream, now is the time. Click the link in the comments below and let's see what we could do, y'all. But listen, I'm out of here. It's been amazing. Shout out to the official sponsor of tonight's podcast, my brother Lyra Texan, the Israelite. If you have yet to donate and you love this show, all you got to do is tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Or if you would rather donate through Cash App or PayPal, you can do so. All you got to do is check out the information on the screen. Listen, man, I love y'all. It's been real. Even if you want to donate after the show is over, you can click the links in the description below. Y'all stay safe out here, man. It's getting too crazy. Who knows what's going to happen next? Stay focused on your goal and keep your composure the same way Dave Chappelle did. Until next time, y'all, keep pushing.